Hello, everyone, and welcome to our newest podcast episode. Today, I have a very special guest here with me. She is a multimedia artist, a singer-songwriter, author of creative books, musician, founder of charity projects, and anthropologist. Hello, Dana Karić. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How are you doing?
Good. Very good.
Did you escape from Dubai heat a little bit?
Yes, I did. I'm in heat, but I'm in Montenegro at the moment. So I'm still at the seaside, but just very different.
That's definitely wonderful. Yeah. To be next to the sea. It's always nice to enjoy. Great to see you. Thank you so much again for being here with us. I do have a couple of questions for you. As you know, I am Serbian as well, and I have been to Dubai, and I've always wondered how it will look like for us who come from Serbia. And honestly, it is fascinating. And there is no doubt that there is such a difference between Emirates and Serbia. It's the cultural difference in every possible way. So my question to you would be, how do you balance your life between Dubai and Serbia?
The way to balance it, I think it's quite difficult because I have two small children. However, of course, if you love something and you need to do something, you always find a way. So it's not that much of a task. I mainly live in Dubai most of the year, so 7-8 months. And then the rest of the time, like probably a lot of people in Dubai, we leave for the summer and then we go to Serbia and, we kind of travel around a bit. But honestly, for me, Dubai is just something on another level, honestly.
Absolutely.
Wherever you're from, you kind of appreciate it when you go there. People might have different kind of thoughts about it until they go, prejudices and so on. But when you actually go and you stay there and it's just the most welcoming, safe, relaxing place I've ever been to, honestly.
Absolutely. No, I completely understand you. I also had, everybody has those kind of prejudices. Mine were like, I don't know if I'm going to feel safe there. And it's not even about the Emirates. It's in general, as a woman, where do you really feel safe? But then when I went there and I noticed the people are so welcoming and they actually make you feel safe. And that is actually one of the best things about Dubai, I think, and it's wonderful. But now that you said that it's mesmerizing, absolutely fascinating, and there's no place like Dubai on this earth, could you maybe say what would be your favorite thing about Dubai? Is there something that you can kind of say specifically?
Yes, specifically the feeling of safety. I really think as soon as I land, even before I land, when my plane is over Dubai, or the Emirates, I have this feeling of just, I can breathe, I can relax, I completely can feel free. I love that feeling of safety that I have for my kids, for myself, just, anywhere you take your children, anything you want to do, you just completely are relaxed and you can really trust that you're safe there. That's, I think, a very important thing because that's a major factor in stress if you're not feeling safe. And all of us want to be, just relaxed in our lives and healthy. And I think that's what kind of contributes to that health. If you don't have that fear and you don't have the stress of, oh, can I leave my kids there? Oh my God, I forgot my bag. Oh, many a time I've forgotten my phone in a taxi. I've forgotten my suitcase. It's always been brought back to me. I've never had any problems like that. You forget your bag somewhere. I mean, anywhere in the world, tough luck finding it. You'll never find it again. Yeah. In Dubai, if you leave something somewhere, you'll come back. It will be there waiting for you, or at the reception or so. Like there is just, it's quite extraordinary, honestly. I swear, I don't think that exists anywhere else that I've been. It's just something really incredible. And when you have small kids especially, you don't have to worry as much. Of course you worry as a parent, you always worry, but you don't have to worry so much about them, even just playing in the park or just taking them to the mall or something. You just feel like, this is my home, I feel welcome here, safe here, it's fine. So I really, that's my number one, I think, other than of course all the wonderful things you can see and do. I love going to all the kind of things that Dubai has to offer, from the opera to just anything that there is. Global Village, I just love it. There's just so many places you can go and visit. The desert, of course. Whenever somebody comes and visit, that's the thing I always take everybody to see. because it's really unique. And from Europe, coming from Europe, you don't have that kind of experience. So I think that's something that people who aren't from Dubai, whenever they come, that's my number one best guest thing to do. Like, everybody loves it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that is so incredible because, like, you know, many people say different kind of tourist attractions or maybe like some different kind of restaurants, but really feeling of, you know, being safe is something really special. And like you said, there is not a place in the world where you can feel that safe, and there aren't as many. So that's definitely wonderful. And this story,
Lord, the police department and in general, definitely Dubai is just incredible, honestly.
yeah, but it's incredible. Like when you just mentioned the story about losing a phone in the cab, I cannot even think what would happen in Serbia if that happened, for example, here. Like it would have been a completely different story.
Yeah,
So,
it's rare to find. Okay, phone, but I forgot my complete luggage in my suitcase. So you can imagine, like, everything. No problem, thank God. I forgot my passport at the airport. Still, I found it. Like, absolutely, I'm telling you, it's just incredible.
No, that's
Rare.
nice.
Very
Yeah.
rare.
Definitely.
I'm not usually, I don't forget things everywhere. I know it sounds that way. We're
Fast
talking over
forward.
like 20-year period. Yeah, you know, it's not like I just forget things all the time.
It happens. It happens sometimes.
Definitely.
But yeah, of course, it is really special. Now moving on slightly to you, and you have accomplished so many things in your life, as professionally, as personally. And I mentioned that you're a multimedia artist, you do a lot of things. Where do you get your drive from? What inspires you to keep going? Maybe in your personal life or professional as well. Is there a thing that kind of motivates you?
Honestly, my kids a lot, especially because I do a lot of creative things, and children are just the most creative, you know, people on earth. So if you just kind of let them do whatever they want to do, I get ideas from them a lot. Just nature, being anywhere that's, you know, natural. If I'm looking at the sea or a tree, it doesn't matter, some birds, anything. Nature completely helps me relax and flow. And also meeting people. You know, interesting people, talking about new things, you know, finding out something new, watching interesting shows that, you know, like documentaries, that kind of thing. So for me, it's just kind of, I love to learn and I love to know new things. So for me, as long as I'm reading or I'm watching some documentary about something or I'm talking to somebody about something new, it just kind of gets me going, you know? So
no, I've heard that actually parents can get inspired by their children so much, and parents can learn so much from their children. You know, it's not only about children learning from parents, but you can actually learn from your children. And in this case, they can be an inspiration.
Yes, and you should. There's a lot to learn, definitely.
Yeah.
They're definitely our biggest teachers in relaxation and just kind of being patient and, you know, just trying to bring out the best in yourself always, I think.
No, absolutely. That sounds incredible. I wanted to ask you, is there a certain charity project that you're most proud of? And are you doing that currently, like in Serbia? Are you involved in the projects in Serbia or somewhere else as well?
Yes. I'm, for 10 years now, I'm basically the president of our family charity, the Karić Foundation. And I've been running that. I mean, it's already been living for 40 years, but, you know, I'm just there 10 years. And honestly, we do many, many different things. But one of my, I guess maybe, you know, you could say favorite things that I do, because I specifically felt it myself and was inspired to do that, is a project called Art, Freedom, Strength, which is a project I started with the shelter in Belgrade for kids. And they're kids, you know, in extreme bad kind of domestic situations that run away from home or, you know, kind of on the streets, etc. And then they end up in this shelter. And when I started working with them, I just fell in love. I really did. And at that time, I mean, I didn't have kids of my own, but it just felt like inspiring, because whenever I was with these kids who'd been through things I can't even imagine, I mean, I literally can only, you know, see in movies or something, those traumas, but their smiles and their ability to kind of just live their day anyway.
Push through, yeah.
Kind of, exactly, and smile and have fun anyway and be of course, I mean, they have their moments, but, to know that even having gone through all of that, they can communicate, they can be absolutely, normal, whatever that means, as far as my philanthropic work goes. But then I kind of created this Be Joyous. It's like a creative, I guess, fashion mixed with art, where I just kind of, we find different objects every year. So from dresses to umbrellas to bags to hats, whatever. And then we get lots of different artists to, create some art on them. Mm-hmm. And then we auction them off, and that goes to the shelter. So that's one of my favorite things that I do, because it's kind of creative, my creative side, as well as, my kind of philanthropic side come together. And I really, really love that. But yeah, I mean, Serbia is a lot of need, definitely. And there's lots of charities working in many different kind of, avenues. But our charity is, if not the oldest, and does a lot of different things. So every year we find, new projects and new people to help, buildings to build, and whatever it is that's needed. I mean, that's what we do.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I really want to applaud you again. Like, people do not know how sometimes we take things for granted, and then when you experience something like that, or when you see those children, it really hits you. And then you realize, like you said, your problems are minor compared to what they're going through.
And I think it's important, sorry to interrupt you, I think it's important to have that experience, because I know when I was doing it, lots of my family members said, oh, how can you? It must be so difficult. I could never go, and I could never be with those kids. Many people feel that way, honestly. They feel, I don't know, afraid maybe of the unknown. They don't want to even try and go into a shelter or go speak to some kids, whether it's, anything, homes. But I really feel like, try, if you feel that calling or at all are interested, try it in your area. I mean, go see, meet these people, whether it's older people, younger people, doesn't matter, because really gives you a different perspective on life in general. And I think that's healthy. We need that. We need to be reminded, of everything we have, of how blessed we are. And then, of course, when you do think that, things are difficult, when you see somebody who, has had, just unimaginable happening to them, and then they are being happy and kind of functioning normally, I think that's extremely inspiring and very important for everybody who can and who feels the need to definitely, see and feel and experience it.
That is absolutely beautiful. Seriously, like, I think everybody should do that. And I think everybody, like you said, they may have like some kind of prejudices, but it is important to kind of break through and see the real world, because we often tend to be kind of sheltered and protected from everything that's happening around.
Yeah. And those kids, they don't just, it's not just money that they need or some finances. I had a message actually the other day. It really, really kind of made me emotional. A girl from the shelter wrote me, like, maybe 5 years, 6, 7 years later, I haven't seen her in a long time. And she wrote me a message and said, oh, I saw you on TV the other day, and, I'd forgotten about that. But when I saw you, I remembered like the time you spent with us and how many times you came to see us. And, I have to tell you, I'm so grateful and happy that, you came and you spent time with us, because that made my time there so much more fun. Yeah. And I really honestly thought, what am I doing? Like, I'm not helping anybody. You just go and you're friends with them, like you hang out, but I'm not really helping, yes, I donate, but is that enough? How can you help? What can you do to really change and impact their lives? But actually with this message, I realized you don't need to do anything. You just need to show up. You just need to be there. They just need to know that just, people are willing to just be friends with them, hang out with them, bring them something, watch a movie with them, take them bowling, whatever it is, just simple things that obviously even after all this time, this girl is remembering, and thanking me for, which to me, I was like, that's nothing. I'm not doing anything, but actually even that is a big thing for them. So I do think that it's not just about the financial support. It's really about.
Well, I really encourage all of you to visit Dana's website to take a look at the foundation and charity that she's a part of. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you. Thank you. It was fun.
Yes. Have fun, enjoy the sea, and just enjoy and keep creating beautiful things.
I will. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Bye.
Phil. If you want to be part of community conversations, make sure you email info@seeyouaround.app. For all things community, events and lifestyle, download the See You Around community app now.